Jinn have terrified humanity for centuries. Known as beings of smokeless fire, they can whisper into our lives, twist reality, and feed on our fears. Horror films from Turkey, Malaysia, and Indonesia have embraced these legends, turning them into some of the scariest supernatural stories on screen. Today, we look at 10 creepy Djinn horror movies that you should not watch alone. Number 1. Dabbe, Demon Possession 2012. This entry in Hasan Karacatak's Dabbe series is based on a shocking true case in Turkey. A woman named Kubra begins acting violently after her engagement, and her possession is linked to Jinn who entered her body. An exorcism expert and a psychiatrist document her terrifying condition, uncovering how Jinn exploit curses and weak spiritual defenses. The film uses found footage style and Islamic exorcism rituals, making the Jinn presence feel disturbingly real. Number 2. Dabbe, Depossession 2013. Continuing the series, Dabbe Depossession shows how Jinn curses can pass through generations. A young woman is tormented by a spirit tied to her family's dark past. Exorcists try to drive the entity away, but every ritual only reveals more horrifying truths. What makes it so effective is how deeply it roots the horror in Quranic verses, rituals, and authentic Jinn lore. It's one of the most famous Jinn possession films ever made. Number 3. Siccin 2014. In Siccin, a young woman desperate for love resorts to black magic rituals that involve calling on Jinn. Her actions backfire, releasing horrifying consequences on her and her family. The Jinn here are not just background spirits, they are vengeful, intelligent, and cruel. The film shocked audiences in Turkey with its graphic depictions of curses, exorcisms, and the terrifying power of summoning Jinn for selfish desires. Number 4. Siccin 2 2015. The sequel goes even darker, focusing on a grieving family who becomes the target of a Jinn curse after the loss of a child. The sorrow of the parents opens a door for Jinn to enter their lives, turning grief into a weapon against them. Supernatural manifestations escalate into violent attacks, proving that Jinn thrive on emotional weakness. Siccin 2 is remembered as one of the most harrowing entries in Turkish Jinn cinema. Number 5. Munafik 2016. This Malaysian film follows Adam, a Muslim healer struggling with his faith after one tragic death of his wife. When he agrees to help a woman plagued by possessions, he discovers a dark force tied to Jinn at work. The film explores the constant battle between faith and evil, showing how Jinn exploit doubt and despair to gain control. With Quranic exorcisms and intense atmosphere, Munafik blends religious authenticity with terrifying Jinn lore. Number 6. Nearing Death. In this Indonesian horror, Sekar, a single mother, uses a shaman's blessing to help her struggling food business. But when the shaman dies, the blessing twists into a curse. Each night she is possessed by a vengeful Jinn, demanding her life in exchange for what she failed. Her children discover the horrifying truth Their family's prosperity is tied to a demonic bargain, and now the jinn has come to collect its debt. Nearing Death blends family drama with the terrifying reality of jinn possession. Number 7. Perewangan 2024. Perewangan tells the story of Maya and her sister trapped in a generational curse linked to their family's success. Their mother once made a demonic pact with a jinn, exchanging a life sacrifice every 7 generations for fortune and prosperity. When their father dies and their mother health falls, the sister realizes the curse is awakening again. The jinn demands its due, appearing in terrifying forms, forcing them to confront their family's pact before it consumes them entirely. This film captures the idea of jinn as deal-makers, spirits who twist human greed into eternal damnation. Number 8. Waktu Maghrib 2023. Set around the Maghrib prayer time, known as a spiritually sensitive hour, this film follows Adai and Saman, 2 boys who, out of resentment, curse their strict teacher. When she dies suddenly, her ghostly presence begins haunting them. But the entity is more than a ghost. It carries the mark of a jinn, awakened by their sinful act at Maghrib. What starts as guilt quickly turns into a nightmare of possession, violence, and supernatural torment. Waktu Maghrib ties Islamic teachings with horror, reminding viewers why the dusk prayer is such a sacred moment. Number 9. The Devil's Bride 2025. In this Indonesian horror, a couple, Eka and Ajal, find their marriage under attack by a jinn known as Jinn Dazim. Eka begins to see him in her dreams, where he claims her as his bride. The dreams become more vivid until reality itself blends into the jinn's will. As the couple fights to preserve their love, the jinn uses jealousy, temptation, and supernatural power to drive them apart. The Devil's Bride presents the jinn not only as a spirit of possession, but as a seducer who corrupts love itself. Number 10. Dabbe and Siccin, The Return 2015. The 6th installment of Dabbe brings back the series' darkest elements of jinn horror after the mysterious death of their mother. Sister Zeren and Aila fall into a nightmare. Aila, traumatized by what she witnessed, is haunted nightly by jinn. Seeking help, Zeren turns to Dr. Celal, a psychiatrist who investigates supernatural cases. Together, they uncover that their family was cursed long ago by a pact with jinn. The film spirals into terrifying rituals, possessions, and revelations of how curses tied to jinn never truly end. Final thoughts. From Turkey to Indonesia, from Malaysia to global cinema, these films prove why jinn horror is unlike any other. These spirits are not simple ghosts. They are ancient, cunning, and deeply tied to faith, curses, and the unseen world. If you dare to watch, remember, the scariest part is that for many, jinn are not fiction at all. So the next time you stroke your genie lamp, throw it into the trash bin. Unless it is expensive. Bye-bye.